What is up, people, and welcome back to my Rags to Riches F1 2010 to 2014 career mode. This is the career mode where we go from one of the worst teams in F1 2010, work our way up through the ranks and through the teams, and try and get a drive for one of the best teams in F1 2014. If you want to, check out all the rules of this series, then they'll be down in the description below. And if you have missed out on any of the episodes so far, there'll be a playlist in the top right-hand corner of your screens to go check that out. But we're here, the Monaco Grand Prix. The F1 2011 season. This is, of course, the duel on the F1 calendar. We have two emails to look at before we get into today's race. Let's have a look at those. And the race information for Monte Carlo is going to be light cloud, clear, light cloud. Thank goodness I did not want any rain here today. But they want me to achieve 10th place in qualifying, 7th place in the race. We're just going to have to wait and see whether we can achieve those objectives or not. The teammate challenge apparently is going well. I mean, it is going well. We're beating Rubens Barrichello on everything but the out qualifying at the moment. Hopefully we can change that here today. Looking at the standings before we get into today's episode, 7th at the moment. That's the Toro Rosso seat for F1 2012. And 34 points in the bag at the moment, closing up to Lewis Hamilton, 14 points behind him. Can we get Lewis Hamilton and maybe get back up into that Williams seat? Only time will tell. But that is it for this little introduction. I'm not really going to have a special helmet for the Monaco Grand Prix. We're going to stick with our usual one. So let's get into today's Monaco Grand Prix. That's bullshit. Why does Rubens' car get parts before mine? I suppose he needs to try and catch up in the championship. Right then, here we go. One shot qualifying at the Monaco Grand Prix. Now, if this is one track I want to try and get pole at, it's of course going to be the Monaco Grand Prix. So how do we do down towards turn one? Not the best of lines, but we're getting on with it. Let's see what we can do over the course of this lap. Oh, bashing against the wall a little bit there. We do not want that, but nice and tidy through Casino. Oh, I'm banging against so many walls. It's just all the control that I have on the pad is just so annoying. It's way too much at the moment. Whereas usually I like to be on nice and smooth on the wheel. But there we go, 1,000th slower than Lewis Hamilton at the moment in the first sector. That is pretty darn decent. Nice and tidy through Porto. That's what we like. Through the tunnel now. Using DRS still and not losing the back end. Bashing against the wall a little bit. But we can allow a little bit of wall bangs. Oh my god, that is terrible. That was a terrible line through there. Nice on the final part, but still. Oh, stay out the tyres. Out of the wall. Come on, let's just make it. Just make it home. Right, this is a tricky corner. It's fine. It's fine. It's not a problem. We were purple, but no, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about the front wing. Just get on with it. Just get on with the lap. Come on, Hayden. Down towards the line. We were doing well. What can we do in this qualifying session? It's not going to be pole. It's going to be nowhere near. Wow, that final sector cost us so much. 14th on the grid. I could have got pole. I could have got pole. I'm too used to the new circuit where you can just fly through, turn through the second part of the swimming pool. For fuck's sake. That's so frustrating. I had pole. I had pole position. God dang it. I had pole position in my grasp, and then I went and threw it away by getting the track layout all wrong. I turned in way too early for the second part of the swimming pool, forgetting the old layout, and look where it's put me, way down in 14th place. I was on for pole, and I've managed to lose 1.5 seconds because of just hitting that wall. That's just so frustrating. So frustrating here today, but Lewis Hamilton, he lines up in pole position instead with Jenson Button second, 24,000th, separating the two McLaren drivers. Sebastian Vettel in third and Fernando Alonso fourth. Mark Webber in fifth and Felipe Massa rounds out the top 6 drivers, with Vitaly Petrov being the best of the rest, with Nico Rosberg behind him. Michael Schumacher in 9th and Kamui Kobayashi rounding out the top 10. It's myself in 14th. At least I beat my teammate. I beat Rubens Barrichello here today, who qualified in 18th place, but I know I can do better. So it just means that I'm going to be working my way through the field to try and get a decent result here today. So that's going to be the case of today's Monaco Grand Prix. Working my way through the field, a few overtakes if we can do, and let's just see what we can do in today's race. It's race day. It is, of course, the Monaco Grand Prix, the duel on the F1 calendar, and we're starting way down the field in 14th place when we had a chance of getting pole position for today's race. I am so frustrated that I have not got pole position here today as we look at the teammate challenge between myself and Rubens Barrichello. We are beating him on Outrace. We are 4-2 on Outqualified, so we'll be looking to catch it up over the rest of the season. And fastest laps is 5-0 and championship points is 34-0. Nothing really else to talk about apart from the race strategy, starting on the prime tyres as we usually do, and then pitting for those options later on the race on lap 10. Right, no rain in this race, so without any further ado, let's head down to the track and get today's race underway. It was a McLaren front row lockout here at the Monaco Grand Prix with Lewis Hamilton getting the better of his teammate for pole position. There's myself in P14 with Rubens Barrichello behind us in 18th place. Not the best of sessions there for my Williams teammate, but here we go. 14th on the grid. We'll be hoping for a really solid race. What can we do as the lights come on? We go to 5. Red lights. It's lights out and away we go. The light's hardly on there. And we're looking to try and get past these drivers ahead of us. We're going to take it nice and cautiously into turn 1. We do not want to break our front wing earlier on in this race. As we go up behind Alguersuari, trying to go side by side with a Toro Rosso driver. Everybody's sort of getting caught up down in towards turn 1. And now going to slingshot ourselves up the inside of Kamui Kobayashi and straight away up into the top 10, which is exactly what we need to do in this race. Oh, lots of these guys getting caught up ahead of us. Going to go up the inside of Perez maybe? No, not quite. As we get back onto the racing line. I've got a driver all up my gearbox at the moment. That's Jaime Alguersuari. I'm looking to try and get past Sergio Perez as soon as I possibly can, but there's not really much of an opening for me at this stage of the race. Going to put it up into Rich Mix now and try and challenge with Sergio Perez in towards the tunnel onto the right-hand side. He's going to give me the room. He's going to have to. We're going to try around the outside as he's going to go up the inside of Massa. He goes across the barrier. He's not really giving me a lot of room. But there we go, finally getting through on Sergio Perez. It was very close between the two of us there, but I managed to get the job done. And now we'll be looking to try and get Felipe Massa as I get a warning for corner cutting. Right, how do we do this corner? Not like that. Not like that. Still struggling with the corner, but we go into Raskas. I'm quite good at overtaking here in F1 2016. I've done a Schumacher, done exactly what he did and gone against the barrier. But here we are right behind Felipe Massa. What can we do on the Ferrari driver? The man who is actually leading the championship at this stage. Going to have a look up the inside in towards turn 1, side by side with Massa. Not able to get through. We're going to go use loads of curves. A lot of curves to go side by side with him in towards the casino section, side by side up the hill. And there we go, job done on Felipe Massa, moving up into P8. Right, Schumacher, you are up next, my good sir. Well, what can we do on you? Oh, Schumacher all over the back of Vitaly Petrov at this stage of the race. I think we're going to be so much faster through the tunnel, especially following through with Slipstream. We're going to go to the inside line this time, try and get a move up the inside in towards the Novel chicane. I'm just about getting through there, but he's going to come back at us, but we've managed to get the job done. We've moved up into P7, a nice move there on Michael Schumacher. And up next for us is Vitaly Petrov in P6. Already on the gearbox of Vitaly Petrov, just showing you how quick I actually am at this Monaco Grand Prix. Not quite getting the fastest time on the laps of the race so far. As I get another warning for corner cutting. I need to watch that because I don't really want to be quick because of corner cutting. But here we are on the back of Petrov. Maybe have a look up the inside, side by side. A little bit of a tyre bang between the two of us, side by side, in towards the casino section. Still side by side, trying to hold it around the outside, not able to do so. And now going to go up the inside, in towards Mirabeau. Not able to get it through there, can we? No, not going to think about it. Not going to try and do it in towards the hairpin. That'd be a bad idea. But Petrov against the barrier, that gives me the chance to go up the inside, on the run down in towards Portelet. And there we go, getting the job done, moving up into P6, and now trying to hunt down Fernando Alonso in 5th place. And through the final corner, this should be, hopefully, enough for the fastest lap of the race so far. And the gap now, yes it is, the gap now, look at that, 1:11. If we set that in qualifying, we would have got pole position. Oh, bloody corner cutting. That... Gotta stop turning in early. But if we set that in the race, we would have got pole position, which is so frustrating as I'm banging against barriers. So this is not the cleanest of laps so far, but we're still gaining on Fernando Alonso. And that really is all that counts. 1.4 seconds the gap at the moment to Fernando Alonso. So it shouldn't be too long now before we actually go for the overtake on Fernando Alonso. We should be on the back of him by the end of this lap. Oh, that was great. That was amazing through that corner. That was perfect. The first time I've actually hooked up that corner right as Vettel comes into the pits. Alonso comes into the pits ahead of me and actually go into the back of him. I've got DRS on those two guys coming into the pits, so thank you very much. There's a yellow flag somewhere out on track. Alonso's coming for prime tyres. I'm going to be going in for option tyres very, very soon on lap 10, I believe it is. Yellow flag is still up, but it looks like it's come in, so no real problem anymore in this race. And I'm looking to maybe now try and catch up to the two guys ahead of me. Mark Webber's one of them. And I think the other one is the McLaren of Jenson Button. Safety car. Safety car has been deployed. What on earth is going on? The safety car has been deployed for the first time ever. Right, we are coming into pits then for a set of option tyres. Because we kind of have to. We need to do that in this race anyway. And the safety car will, you know, be out for a good 2 laps anyway. So it should be fine. So that's fine with me. I'm going to be coming into pits on this lap. Into the pits we go, right up behind. We're actually inside Mark Webber because we were too fast coming into pits. But, wow, this is incredible stuff. The safety car has actually been deployed in today's race. Not too sure why it's come out. I mean, there was no yellow flag at that time. There was a yellow flag earlier on in the race. But, yeah, that actually came in. And whereabouts is this going to put us amongst the rest of the field? Because we did actually close up quite a bit to Mark Webber because of the safety car. We're going to be coming out of the pits now. Whereabouts is going to put us is going to put us ahead of my teammate Rubens Barrichello and still on the podium and ahead of Lewis Hamilton as well. Wow, the safety car looks like it's come to our advantage. I was hoping it would maybe come out a lap later after Mark Webber and Jenson Button came into pits, and I'm really struggling to drive actually slowly in this race, but that should all be fine now because I'm into the pit. I'm into the safety car right up behind it. But this is incredible. In the first time we did Rags to Riches, it took us 4 whole seasons before we saw the safety car. We saw the safety car for the first time in F1 2013 at the Australian Grand Prix. Now we're getting the safety car at Monaco, which isn't too much of a surprise. You know, you usually get a safety car at Monaco. But in the first season that the safety car is available. That's incredible stuff. I mean, I shouldn't be getting excited because of a safety car, but I actually am. I am really, really excited that I'm seeing a safety car. And we've actually, at the moment, we've got Rubens Barrichello behind us in P5. I'm not too sure whether that is actually a legitimate position. If that is, then that is incredible stuff from Rubens Barrichello to be up in P5 at the moment. And if you can hold on to that, that'll be a really good amount of points for the team. Safety cars are quite boring on F1 2011, aren't they? But it's coming in on this lap anyway, so that's alright with us. Safety car in this lap. Right, what can we do against Jenson Button? These guys, I don't know whether they're good at actually holding up the rest of the pack or whether they just go. Okay, they do hold up the pack. Jenson Button doing it now, and he's gone for the safety car restart now. Okay, here we go. Safety car restart with green. We are underway once again, and I've messed up into the final corner big time. So I'm going to be unable to challenge. And there's Rubens Barrichello coming to pit stop, putting to bed my theory that he might be challenging for a top 5 finish. That is not actually happening. And now we're going to be catching up to Mark Webber and hopefully trying to get a decent result here today. Going to catch up so much to Mark Webber through the Novo chicane. We're so much quicker than the AI through that corner. He's going to go defensive in towards the back. That's not a good idea. It's going to put you closer to the barriers, which you don't really want to do. And this is the corner that I struggle at, but it looks like I have actually got through okay and quite a lot quicker there than Mark Webber as we go in towards Raskas. I'm going to go up the inside. This is a very typical move for me in F1 2016, and I've managed to make it stick on F1 2011. What a move! That was here today. A great move. Fastest lap as well. And as DRS gets activated, I actually unlock it, which is a little bit annoying. Going into the braking zone, you don't really want to open DRS and concentrate on braking at the same time. So hence why I didn't use it. But now we're looking to try and close down on Jenson Button. Get the race win here today. Can we get a race win in this F1 2011 season at the Monaco Grand Prix? We've got 5, remember, in F1 2010. Now I'll be looking to try and get one here in the F1 2011 season. We are right up behind Jenson Button in towards Portelay. What can we do on the McLaren driver? That's what we can do. We can break the front wing. Wow. Okay, nice one, Hayden. We've got a little bit of front wing damage, but we shouldn't suffer too much. We do have damage on, but it's not really going to be too bad. We're at Monaco, so we don't really need... there's not really many fast corners, so we don't really have to worry about that too much. It's just going to be a little bit of a struggle, but hopefully we can still carry on okay. I'm not able to do the similar move like I did on Mark Webber in towards Raskas, but we are closing in on Jenson Button still. We have got DRS on the McLaren driver, but DRS here doesn't really do a lot, so it's not really too helpful on my pursuit of Jenson Button. We've got 3 laps of this race left to go. 3 laps and a lot of opportunities to try and get past the McLaren driver. So close right now up behind Jenson Button in this race as we're looking to try and get past the McLaren driver in this race. We're going to have a great opportunity in towards the Novo chicane. We're a lot faster than the AI through there. So what can we do on Jenson Button? We're going to brake very, very late into this corner. We're under yellow flag. Bloody hell. So I'm going to have to let him back through. Okay, or not. He's going to let me back through. Okay, I guess we overtook him before the yellow flag came out. And he was giving me position back. Yellow flag's gone back in. So we don't have to worry about that anymore. I don't know whether that's the driver crashing out, because I don't think on F1 2011 it just stays at 24 drivers up at the top. But I'm not really celebrating too much because I'm trying to concentrate on my driving. But we are in the lead of the Monaco Grand Prix. Despite starting from 14th place, I think it was Olivier Panis who done the same thing. Starting 14th place, that was not corner cutting. You can fuck right off with that one. But I think he started in 14th place in the 1996 Monaco Grand Prix. If I'm correct, I'm not too sure. But and then he actually came onto the podium. I don't think he won it, but he got on the podium. No, he did win it. Yeah, he did win it. He won. Okay, I'm getting my facts all mixed up. But we are winning this Monaco Grand Prix at the moment with 2 laps left to go. Can we keep it? Oh, wow. I've gone and broken my other half of the front wing. And Jenson Button's going to come back at me now. Okay, he's been blocked off, luckily there. But we have got a very, very broken front wing. We've got a sick car at the moment. And we need to try and hold on to this race win. With 2 laps left to go, we got to stop hitting the barriers. Because one more and we could lose our tyre. And we definitely do not want that in this race. Right, here we go then. Final lap at the Monaco Grand Prix. I'm not going to talk too much over this final lap. I'm just trying to concentrate, get the car home. And look, well, that's what happens when I talk. I bash against barriers. So I need to concentrate as we've got Jenson Button right up my shaft at the moment. He is right on my tail. So we need to try and keep him away from me. Here we go then. A few more corners left to go in this Monaco Grand Prix. We've gone very deep in towards Raskas, but we've kept out the barriers. That's all that matters. One more corner left to go. Down towards the line is victory here at the Monaco Grand Prix. My 2nd season of Formula 1 F1 2011. We've got our first race win of the season. I was thinking maybe it might be a bit difficult this season, but 6 rounds in, in all the excitement there, I lost my breath and started coughing. But there we go. A race win, and not just a race win, but from 14th on the grid, we got up to 10th on the first lap, and then we're just plucking away at the drivers, getting our way through the field, and there we go. 14th to the race win here today, and that's really going to help us catch up to the likes of the top 6 drivers. So I'm so happy with that result here today, and I brashed my front wing twice. So, pretty decent race there for myself, if I must say so. But, yeah, race win here today with Jenson Button in 2nd, Mark Webber in 3rd, and Lewis Hamilton in 4th, and Sebastian Vettel 5th. Fernando Alonso finishes today's race in 6th with Felipe Massa in 7th, showing the Ferraris may not be the best out of the top 4. Out of the top 6 when it comes to street circuits, with Kobayashi in 8th, Sergio Perez 9th, and Jaime Alguersuari rounding out the top 10. And there's my teammate, Rubens Barrichello, 16th place, so not a good race for him. And the DNS from today, with Vitaly Petrov, Nico Rosberg, and Narain Kartikeyan. So I'm not too sure which one of those drivers caused the yellow flag or what actually happened to them. But unfortunately, those guys have not finished here today. Let's have a look at how this affects the drivers' standings. We're still in 7th place, but if you look at that, wow, 1 race win has brought me straight back into it. 1 point behind Lewis Hamilton, 5 points behind Fernando Alonso, and 9 points behind Sebastian Vettel. Jenson Button, Mark Webber, and Felipe Massa kind of running away from it at the moment, so it's looking like that Force India seat is going to get away from me, but there is still a long way left to go. More races like today, and we can certainly challenge them. But Felipe Massa still leading the Drivers' Championship, 3 points ahead of Mark Webber. And let's have a look at how this affects the Constructors' standings. And the Constructors' standings is just as close. Red Bull, 1 point ahead of Ferrari. And McLaren are only 11 points behind after 6 races. But we hold on to P4 and actually build a bit of a gap over Mercedes after today's race wins. So I'm really, really happy with that. 59 points in the bag for Williams. All my points. So Rubens Barrichello really needs to step up his game in this season. Hopefully we can challenge for maybe even the top 3 if Rubens Barrichello picks up his game, but I highly doubt that at this stage of the season. But that is it for the Monaco Grand Prix, our first win of the F1 2011 season, our 4th win in our career, and what a fantastic result it was here today. Let's head back to the menus. Okay, so we finally have some interviews after, taking a short break from the press, but here we go, interview time. And how do you feel about today's result? A first win is going to be special for any driver. I'm ecstatic. It's something I'll never forget. It was great, but the car was a handful. Okay, it's not our first race win. It's actually our 4th, so get that right, Mr. David Croft. But, yeah, I'm ecstatic, mainly because it's Monaco. Monaco is a racetrack that you just want to win. You want to win Monaco, and we have managed to do that here today. So what a result that has been. So, of course, I am over the moon with today's race win. Were you confident to push the car here today? The team have built me a solid car. Overtaking is a part of racing. So, yeah, but it's quite difficult to overtake with this car. Overtaking was amazing with the car today. So, the team have definitely built me a solid car for today's race. And how has the racing been from your point of view? Very interesting. A good car makes it easier. I'm usually too busy fighting the car to notice, and I think we're doing well. I mean, I think we're doing well at the moment. The car is a bit of a mix between, it's a bit of a handful, but that's just me turning in too early, so I'm not too sure at the moment. It's definitely not a really easy car to drive at the moment, so at the moment, I think we're doing well. What a result then here at the Monaco Grand Prix. Our first race win of the season, and that puts me up to 7th. Well, keeps me in 7th in the driver's standings, but 1 point behind 6th, which is a Williams seat currently owned by Lewis Hamilton. 5 points behind Fernando Alonso, and 9 points behind Sebastian Vettel. So we are closing in on that Williams seat for next season, but can we take it? Only time will tell. But after 6 rounds of this championship, I think we are doing a fairly decent job. Looking at the emails, we've got a first race win from Andy, so he's very happy with that. And so is Sabine Walker, and Sir Frank Williams and the rest of the team are very happy with the win at Monaco. Of course they are. A win at Monaco in a car that really shouldn't be winning races is absolutely fantastic. So yeah, you're welcome, guys. You are most certainly welcome. But up next is going to be the Canadian Grand Prix, a track where we won at in the F1 2010 season. We got our first race win there, so hopefully we can do something very similar in the F1 2011 season, but we're just going to have to wait and see for that one. But that is it for today's Monaco Grand Prix. If you have enjoyed the episode, don't forget to smash a like on it. Go on, smash a like on it for winning today in the Monaco Grand Prix. I mean, that surely deserves a like rating for today. Subscribe to the channel, of course, for daily F1 content, and don't forget to share this video with your friends. But I'll see you next time at the Canadian Grand Prix. But until then, it's goodbye from me.